sidewall, right, with these off-road tires. You guys know I'm a huge fan of that. And it actually makes this ride a little bit smoother compared to like the Explorers you have with the big 20s or the 21s or whatever. I can't remember how big they go, but I know they at least do 20s on them. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2021 Ford Explorer Timberline. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with the new Explorer Timberline. Check out the inventory link below. Let's get right into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 310 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Timberline. So first off, notice that we have the normal Explorer hood, and then coming down below, we have the LED accent light there at the top with the reflector LEDs for the headlights, fog lights just down below. Notice we got the dark metallic gray for the grille. We've got the front camera right there below the Ford logo, which has also been darkened to kind of match the theme. And then notice we have the orange accenting. It's kind of like it's like a copper orange is the best way to describe it, because you've got orange and then the gold metallic flake on top of it. Looks great. It's also on the tow hooks. And then notice right here with the skid plate action going on. Again, this is supposed to be the off-road version of the Explorer. And other than that, that is the front end. And that thing looks really good, actually. Now, coming on the side here, we've got two 65mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you guys can see we have these all-terrain tires. Again, this is supposed to be the off-road package, so you got to have that. And then there's a quick look at the suspension. I like how the wheels all blacked out, matches with the rest of the theme, and it has more off-road type design. Notice we have the fender flares here, and then it goes all along the side. And then you can see right there it says Explorer at the bottom. Then again, black accent and kind of dissects it. And then notice that the mirrors actually match everything just down below. Got the rails there at the top, and aside from that, there's your full side view quickly. And then we do have our Timberline badge right here on the side, because you got to flex on everyone that you got the off-road package. Now here's the key fob for the Explorer. Notice we got the Ford logo on the back. You've got the unlock, the lock, the remote start, and then the opening for the hatch, which we'll press that twice, and that'll pop her right open. Wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Now popping here into the rear, we have some of the mats right inside of that, some extra storage underneath that. You guys have seen that in my other Explorer reviews. We have a 12 volts right here, and then as for the third row, you've got the loops right here that help you basically throw the seat down and then pull it back up. And if you guys are wondering, the headrest is just hiding, so there's the headrest, and wait for it, there is the other headrest. But yeah, that's everything for the back. Notice we can lock it and then we can shut it with those functions right there. Does the little Ford chime. Now let's finish things up in the rear of the Explorer. So first off, notice that we have the LED lights here in the back. We have another Timberline badge. You got the 4-wheel drive badge with the receiver hitch just down below. Notice everything is kind of darker in coloration to go with the overall sporty off-road theme. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Notice we've got the soft touch along the door panel with the orange, well, it's kind of like orangish copper type color for the stitching. And then here's the door handle. I love the look of the speakers there for the sound system. Then our window control, we got a random cup holder. And then here are the seats in the back. So notice we have the contrast between the leather, and then you've got the cloth here in the center, and then again that contrasted stitching. And I know it's technically vinyl. I know I say leather in all of my videos, but you know what? It looks the part, feels a little bit different. But anyways, let's pop in. So here's legroom. There is headroom, and then you guys can see you've got the climate zone here for the rear. We've got the little 12 volt. We do have heated seats for the second row. And then I have popped in third rows before, but notice that there is no cloth insert here at the third row. They just did full vinyl for the third row, which is pretty interesting because you have the cloth here in the middle and then the front, and then the back. It's like, yeah, nope, we aren't gonna do that, guys. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, we've got that same nice soft touch all over with the contrasted stitching. Speakers look just as cool. All of your window controls, your mirror adjustments, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Ooh, is that a Raptor? Anyways, here's the front seat, and notice again the Timberline logo. And you can see, like I said, you've got the vinyl on the side with the cloth in the center. Your power adjustments on the seat. And then you've got the pedals down below. We've got our light control right here. And notice we have this for an auxiliary, so you can add like a light bar or something like that. It looks like that is pretty, or maybe that's not what that's for. You can't press it. You know what? Let me know what that is in the comment section below. I'm sure John Jenks will answer this for us. but there's just this auxiliary light. Maybe it's for something that you pull out there. I don't want to mess with it. Anyways, before I make myself look dumber than I am, let's pop in. Now here's the steering wheel in the Timberline. You've got really nice leather here at the top and at the bottom. It's soft touch, and then you have purflured leather on either side, similar to what you would have in some other performance vehicles. So you get a little bit of a better grip, and then that contrasted stitching as well. Got all the controls for the center stack, voice command, phone controls, volume controls, cruise control. It does have adaptive cruise control and steering assist. Paddles there on the back. You got your turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and that's all. Now here's the center gauge clutch. You've got analog gauges on either side, and then you have that screen there in the center that gives you different bits of information on the vehicle. Pretty straightforward, what you have in other Fords, so I'm not going to focus on that too much, but we do have some different drive modes. I want to focus on that. So notice we have our normal, eco, sport, and then we have our tow haul. And on the other side, kind of more on the off-road side of things, we've got slippery, well, that's snow. We've got our trail, and then we have our deep snow and sand. And yeah, those are the different drive modes for the Timberline. Now going here to the infotainment system, if we pop into reverse, notice we got the bird's eye view, and then we've got that backup camera. You can zoom in on the receiver hitch, and then there's different viewpoints that you can do out the rear. And then we do have a camera button that has the front camera that I showed you guys earlier. So it's solid from a camera perspective. Now, aside from that, let's go over the rest of the infotainment system, which there is not actually like a home shortcut button down here. You guys can see you have the climate controls, and then you have like the volume and tune controls and all that, but there's not like an obvious home screen button. So you have to press the camera button again, and then that'll pop open the screen. But I don't know, I think that's pretty interesting. But anyways, as for the rest of the infotainment system, it has really good response time. You've got your regular stuff with the Bluetooth, all that fun stuff. And even though there is the plastic covering on the screen, I like this material use here a lot. That looks really cool. We already went over that section, and then notice we've got some charging ports and stuff down there and some extra storage that you can cover up. It's also carpeted at the bottom. Here's the shifter for that 10-speed automatic, your parking brake, your auto hold, auto stop start. That's for the traction control, the drive modes, and then the hill descent. And then we've got some cup holders right here, and then some more storage space. Got the center console. Notice there's a thread through for a cable because there's a 12-volt inside of it. And then that stitching continues. And here is the glove box, and popping here up to the top, notice we have a sunglass holder, and then we have a full panoramic sunroof. We've got the mirror dimmer, and that's all. Let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the Explorer. So there's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So I'm starting the point of view here so you guys can see a Timberline finished in white. They also have that one. I'm pretty sure both of these are for sale. I don't think that either of them are pre-sold. So if you're looking for one of these, Provo probably has two of them, probably. But you got to jump on it fast, because every time I post one of these videos about a car being for sale, so many people reach out, and then it sells like instantly, and then people get frustrated. So you got to be on your feet, folks. But anyways, let's talk about how the Timberline drives compared to other Explorers. First off, I definitely like having the smaller wheels and more sidewall, right, with these off-road tires. You guys know I'm a huge fan of that. And it actually makes this ride a little bit smoother compared to like the Explorers you have with the big 20s or the 21s or whatever. I can't remember how big they go, but I know they at least do 20s on them. So this definitely rides quite a bit smoother. And you guys can see here, yeah, it's not super wide either, so that's great. But aside from that, we'll see what the handling is like here with this Explorer. Handle's pretty flat. And of course the fuel light pops on. And this is the first time I've driven an Explorer with the 2.3, I think. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's super smooth and comfortable. Like, I like this package a lot. Again, it's quite smooth, comfortable. You're not conceding anything by getting this off-road package, but you have that added capability. And yeah, I'll get into that in just a second. We are going to get into summing things up here with this Timberline edition on the Explorer. That 2.3 does not disappoint. Wow. The 2.3 is punchy. Anyone that says the 2.3 is not enough, I think they're full of it. I've driven so many vehicles recently with the 2.3, and I always hear comments that are like, oh no, a 4-cylinder and that ain't gonna work. this engine punches. It definitely punches hard. But let's sum things up. So exterior wise, I think the Timberline looks great. I like that it's all has, like, you know, some orange accents, but then it's mostly kind of like darkened out and has that sportier type theme. And then interior wise, same thing. You guys know my favorite package on the Rams before the TRX came out was the Rebel, and how it had like the vinyl with the cloth in the middle. This does the same thing. I love it. The seats are so comfortable because of that, and they look really cool. So yeah, huge fan of this interior layout as well. And then from a driving perspective, it drives like any other Explorer, except it feels like a little bit smoother. And so that's definitely a huge plus. So you're not conceding anything, you're actually gaining because it feels smoother, it's a little bit more comfortable, and it's more practical because it's got some off-road credibility. So what are we rating this for this segment? So third row SUV under $50,000, and I gotta pop back into the normal mode. There we go. That's a tough one. The Jeep Grand Cherokee L is very nice. That's more tuned to the luxury side. This is obviously more towards the sporty off-road side. Since I kind of have a bias towards off-roading, I'm gonna give this a higher score than what I would have given the Grand Cherokee L, because they don't really have an off-road package on that's under 50 grand. So I'm gonna say 9.5 out of 10. I'm not gonna give it a perfect score because, well, because I said so. But I mean, yeah, right now for under 50 grand for a third row SUV, from a practicality perspective, this thing just knocks it out of the park. It's amazing, and I would rather have this over anything else if I was gonna spend that kind of money. Let's get some things up for our video here on this 2021 Ford Explorer Timberline. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Explorer. Check out their inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.